Hello and welcome to another episode of Race Talk F1 with me, your boy Jay Knox.
And me, your boy Javier.
And we are here in South London, but traveling around the world via this podcast, following each of the 24 races of the 2025 F1 Grand Prix season.
Yes, sir.
And this week, race weekend was in Austria.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know much about Austria, to be honest.
Max's home GP, right?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Red Bull's
Red
home
Bull,
GP.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really know much. It's a great track.
It was in Sound of Music.
Why do you know that?
I used to watch Sound of Music, innit? Like them old school films. Like there's some films you have to have seen. You know, Sound of Music, Knight Rider,
I've seen Knight Rider.
Oliver Twist, F1 the movie. Which I ain't seen yet, but we're gonna get around to it. We're gonna get around to a lot of things, but we're also gonna get around to Silverstone because that's only a week away. But here we are talking about Austria. A week where I think I was really looking forward to the race following qualifying. A week where there were some results that kind of just looks like, okay, cool. I can see where this championship's going.
Yeah.
A week where, there were no incredibly notable events, but I thought it was a solid race week.
Yeah.
Solid week racing, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was good.
You watch any of practice?
No, I was in Barcelona, so I missed that.
You're about 4 weeks late for the
Grand Prix.
Barcelona.
Bad timing, innit?
What were you doing in Barcelona?
Playing football. Playing La Masia. So that was a cool experience. Can't complain.
Yeah, so you missed practice.
So I missed practice, missed practice, missed qualifying.
Yeah.
Caught the race on catch up.
Bare catch up.
So bare catch up this weekend.
Well, I missed FP1, but so did Lando, and he ended up winning the race. So I'm thinking, it's all good. I caught, to be honest, I only caught a little bit of FP2.
Yeah.
I caught FP3 live on Saturday morning before qualifying, and I watched qualifying as well. So it was it was solid, man.
I think Lando ended up in pole from everything from FP2 going forward.
For Lando, this was mad, and he only not FP1 because he weren't there. But honestly, it was a real Lando week, and it was solid. And I think I said about 3-4 weeks ago, I feel like we saw a turning point for Lando.
Yeah.
I weren't wrong, bro.
You weren't.
He's not making the little silly mistakes that were messing him up last season. He's not making them right now.
Yeah, he's come a long way, hasn't he? And I think this track does suit his driving style quite a bit. It's quite a quick track, I think. And yeah, he just showed utter dominance the whole weekend, and maybe he saw a sports therapist or something. It's like his mentality's just changed. You didn't hear him moaning on the radio about much. There were some funny things that he did ask, like when he said, "I need pace, please help."
Yeah. I like Lando, man, and this is why we like him, but he's just been so chilled about the whole thing. Even when he won the race, he's just chilled.
Job's not done.
Yeah, it's true.
Job's not done.
He's still, he's still chasing Oscar.
Yeah.
And this is what I was saying, like, it seems certain things are clear, innit? It's Oscar or Lando to win the championship.
Agreed.
Who's your money on?
I'm still going to go with Lando.
So I've been Oscar from the beginning, Boy, Lando's pulling it out the bag at the moment. Made you think
this weekend, right?
Well, this weekend, like I said, look, I felt like we saw a turning point a few weeks ago. But this weekend was the wheel-to-wheel racing that this last couple of weeks of McLaren wheel-to-wheel racing have been super entertaining. These two cars are stuck together.
Yeah, they are.
And it's lovely to watch. And we almost saw an accident with some contact towards the end of the race, which we'll get to. But it's beautiful to be able to watch this.
It was beautiful. It was like the first 20 laps, right? They were just stuck together, 0.5 seconds between each other for 20 laps, racing hard. It was great. They allowed them to race. That's what motorsport's all about, right? That's what we as fans want to see.
100%.
We want to see a battle first.
Yeah, big up McLaren, man, because I thought after the collision, they might draw a line and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Not taking them risks again. But they didn't. I think Lando's engineer come on the radio at one point and said, like, it's up to you what you want to do about
He did,
this.
yeah.
Like, yo, Oscar's
It's like
gonna
fair
tell.
play, innit?
What do you want to do, bruv?
Yeah,
What do you want to
yeah.
do? I got you in it.
Yeah.
I'll back you. Whatever you're saying, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I like that attitude from the engineers.
Yeah, I loved it. That's what it's all about, man. That's what we want to see. That's, you know.
Yeah, no, sick.
I think I found Horner what he said. He goes, what's impressive is the way they can keep up with each other without the tires going out. Oscar pretty much made love to the exhaust of Lando's car, and his tires stayed protected.
Horner's got a way of talking, boy. Horner's got a way of talking, I tell you.
He's got a point, though. They've developed one hell of a car.
What a car?
Which allows them to do that and allows them to do that racing. Because I feel like a lot of technical F1 heads, they always complain that cars can't follow each other because of dirty air and blah, 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 blah. McLaren have done it. McLaren have done it. Maybe every other team needs better developers and better engineers because they're doing it, right?
Yeah. And they say that these cars can't overtake each other. Well, you saw the cars getting around each other, the overtake, the undertake.
Yeah.
We saw it all, man. And it's proof that there is still a mad competitive edge to this. And it's about driving style as well as everything else because they're driving the same car with the same tech.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff. Talking about tech, Ferrari had an upgrade this weekend.
They did. So Lewis finally got the upgrade he's been waiting for.
Yeah, and he seemed quite positive about it. It seemed like he actually did some bits. But like I said, look, going back to qualifying, let's go through this thing in order, like to an extent anyway. In qualifying, right, it was like almost 10 degrees hotter than it was in the practice sessions.
Yeah.
Even FP3 on the same day. Like that was in the morning. By the time, I think qualifying was like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Brother, it was like 40 degrees out there.
Mental.
Insane.
It's mental. Still not as hot as the UK though.
It was very, 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 very hot.
Yeah,
and obviously, again, you're going to have people talking about tire degradation, blah, blah, blah. These cars can't do this and can't do that. It was a lot for them. But what I like about this is it throws unknowns.
It does.
It's cool for the teams. And as a team, you probably want to look at this and be like, boom, I know how to do this because we've seen it in practice. I know how to do that because we've got the data from this in practice. But I kind of like it when they don't know what's coming and they just got to...
I think it's wet. That's why everyone likes the wet, right? Because it's, you know what you're going to get.
Froze mad.
Extra heat.
Yeah.
Not the same, but similar.
Yeah.
No, it led for a great qualifying, right? Some shock results.
Not for Carlos Sainz. I was going to say.
Not for Carlos Sainz.
Like, this was a weekend.
What weekend? What weekend?
If I'm honest, it's like... it either goes really, really well or it goes really, really badly.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
for some of these drivers. And Carlos Sainz is one of them. It goes all his way. And it just was awful for him.
For Williams in general.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
Both cars didn't finish the race, right?
So that's just an awful weekend. What weekend? Yeah. They might as well stay at home.
Yeah, so they both DNF'd with issues with the car. Obviously, Sainz on the formation lap. So he didn't even get to start the race.
So my man set off. Well, he didn't set off.
He didn't set off, right? Yeah.
And then he set off, and I was like, boom, he's going to catch everyone. Because basically he got stuck in first gear, which I thought was a good thing, but obviously wasn't. Man needs to go to neutral and then go back to first. Technical thing. But the guy was stuck when everyone left on the formation lap. And you're just looking, you're thinking, man. And then he goes and he starts darting around the field. He's getting around the track and you're thinking, okay, cool. He's
back.
Yeah, but he goes into the pits and he goes, I feel like the brakes are stuck on.
Yeah.
Boy, he stopped and the brakes are on fire.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Spun out the back of the car.
You just don't expect that in modern day Formula One cars no more.
No. But we've got high expectations now, innit? Like they're still competing with the mad temperatures.
Car's still a car, right?
Exactly. So that was that. Fire extinguishers, spun out the back of the car. That was that.
Yeah.
They said,
you're not going back out there.
What did they say to him? It's game over. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Could you imagine hearing the words "game over"?
I mean,
as a driver,
you believe they said that to him. Temperature.
No.
Get out of the car.
Like this is my life. This is my salary. This is what pays for my house back home. And you man are shouting "game over." Nah, same PS5, man.
Dead for him. But like you said, for Williams altogether, just wasn't their weekend. No. Yuki Tsunoda also out in Q1 again. Rude boy.
It's not a surprise no more, though.
My brother hit me up and said, I can't believe Yuki's still in F1. And I was like, no, can't talk
So
like
you can't
that.
talk like that.
It's
You
not
can't.
Yuki.
It's not. And I feel like that says a lot about someone's F1 knowledge.
But
sometimes.
also, you know what it is, yeah? I get it because
You can't put these results
Liam
in.
Lawson was almost out of F1 through being in the seat.
Yeah.
He got lucky that he's got a second chance. But if this wasn't Red Bull and there wasn't another team for him to go to,
Yeah, you'd be finished.
He would be out of Formula One.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
also not mad to
true.
say that. But also what's also not mad is he was only a quarter of a second off Max.
Yeah.
Who had a bad qualifying.
Yeah.
Qualified in Lewis's plot, 7th.
Mate, it's crazy. Yeah, it was a bad weekend for Red Bull in general. But Yuki, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing he can do. They're saying they're going to give him till the end of the year, right?
But they have to now, right?
I think it's just...
What'd you do for your Yuki?
He sounded like a defeated man after this weekend. Like in the post interviews and stuff. He just looked defeated. During the whole race, he had contact 2 or 3 times with other drivers. He's finished. He's
done out.
He's finished. And I don't know. He said afterwards he's going to go back and he's going to ask for advice from Max. And sort of look at the data and see if there's things that Max are doing in terms of driving style that Yuki's not doing and things like that. I think that's all you kind of can do, really. Like, what else do you do?
I don't know,
because from what I know of Yuki from before, it's not a mentality issue.
No,
it definitely wasn't a mentality issue, and it's not a "are you confident enough to drive a crazy car" issue. Because Yuki's got that. Yuki's a madman. He's a madman.
Bro.
He's a madman.
Yeah,
he'll do other things that drivers won't. So I really just don't know what it is.
At least he finished the race.
Finished last. Just about.
Lapped twice. but at least he finished the race.
Yeah, that is true.
Finishing last it's gonna feel defeating for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and he's looking at the man that took his seat. Yeah, like you said, a couple of shock results in qualifying. To see Liam Lawson qualify 6th, was it? Sorry, I just said Max qualified 7th, innit? Like, this is mad,
it's mad, bro. Liam's back, baby.
And Yuki's like, that's my seat.
Yeah.
That's my seat.
Literally.
That's my actual seat.
Literally. And I bet Yuki and Isaac would have been such great teammates as well. They would have loved each other, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
I think.
This is a bit sad.
So yeah, it is sad.
Great for Liam. I think he's been listening to the podcast and been motivated.
He has. You called him up this time
to not be a liability. not Liam the liability. And this time he wasn't a liability. He drove well.
He did drive well, extremely well
all weekend.
Out-qualified Max. This
is mad, bro. How bad has a car got to be for you to out-qualify Max in a racing ball?
At the home race, it's mental, isn't it? It's mental.
Pretty bad.
It's mental, yeah.
It's got to be pretty bad at the car. And Max sounded a bit defeated. Like, when Max defeated Max is different, innit?
Yeah,
defeated Max is, I just don't care anymore. He strikes me as that spoiled kid who's just I'm going home. I'm taking the ball with me. You know, you're playing in the street.
I think he's just realistic, mate. I think he just knows, can't beat the McLaren, so what am I doing here? I'm going for 3rd place. All right.
He knows that the championship's
gone.
Pretty much
he knows. He knows. He's not an idiot, is he? Yeah. And he'll know what upgrades they've got coming in the future and stuff like that. And he just knows. And when you got McLaren winning the race by, what was it, like 30 seconds or something?
Bruv.
Stupid like that.
Mad.
Like, what are we doing here, innit? You know that it's done.
Yeah. It was like a minute in front of certain cars. Like, that's a mad difference in time.
Yeah.
So, he knows it's done out. But also, he got taken out this race. So, he qualified badly and then got taken out by Antonelli at the first corner.
That's what happens when you don't qualify well when you're in the midfield, right?
Yeah.
All the congestion.
Get caught up in it.
Happens.
First lap racing incident.
Yeah. I think, Kimi just locked up. Was it the rears?
Yeah.
Rears? He just locked up, went straight into Max. Nothing either of them could do really once the lockup happened. Took him out of the game. And then Kimi just didn't want to leave the car, did he?
Is that what, like, he weren't getting out, but
he just sat. So the official answer, I think, is he was holding the brakes for the steward so the car didn't roll down the hill, is the official answer. But he just sat there and he had a quick peek at Max and went,
he was sat in his car like this. Don't want to get out.
please don't think I'm George. Please don't think I'm George. Please don't think I'm George. And then there's a clip of Max going, and he looks at the number of the car like that. And then he realizes it's not George. And then he waves to the fans after.
You know what? One of those things, and credit to, I mean, it sounds like it just happens and it's a mistake. But it sounds like the way Max dealt with it. Now, I'm trying to work out, is Max looking at this and being like, do you know what? It is what it is. He's young. He's made a mistake. It happens.
Yeah.
Or is Max looking at this like, everyone loves Kimi, so if I go at him, everyone's going to really hate me. So I'm just going to be nice about it.
No, Max don't care about anyone else's opinion, man. Max has got zero PR. He's got a zero PR team, zero PR training. He don't care.
So it's genuinely
I think it's just genuinely. I think if he was going for the championship, he might have gone ballistic. But where he's given up on that, I think now he's just whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe he loves Kimi a lot since everyone loves him.
Yeah.
Or maybe Max just ain't as much of a villain as we think he is.
Yeah, there's also that.
But if it was George, I think hands were getting thrown. Hands were getting thrown on some helmets, man. I'm telling you, it's going off.
Going off. I noticed like with the qualifying this time around, like people were running out of time almost. It got quite busy out there. There was a point where like was it on Q2? I think all 15 cars were out on the track like in the last couple minutes. But the first 4 minutes, there were only 3 cars on the track. Everyone was jamming. Why?
I just don't get it. I think they're waiting for optimal tyre temperatures or slots to try and get a slipstream from another team. And it hit people because it's like Nico Hulkenberg my boy ended up qualifying 20th this race because he left his lap to the last minute, made one mistake, and then that's your lap done.
It's long,
now he's in 20th place. If you went out earlier, made a mistake, now you can rectify
chance.
it. So I just don't get it. I think they're just trying to save tyres for the main race or something. I really don't get it. I would love to speak to an F1 engineer, or if anyone out there knows why they do it, let us know.
Sitting in there, like when I used to watch F1 back in the day, they had like a little TV that they used to put on the front of the in front of the driver, and it just looked like the driver was there watching telly. It's quite funny. Obviously, you got all these different screens now. It's a little bit different, but it is that. It's like, what are you watching? Netflix? Like, trying to finish your episode before you go out. Like, come on, get on the road, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I found that a bit crazy. And then there was like a lot of unsafe release kind of esque situations going in because the pit lane was congested with people running out at the same time.
It was. Yeah, I just don't get it.
And George almost took someone out, and it was like when he was talking about it afterwards, he was like, "Yeah, like everyone knows you can't really see very well, but you're meant to have someone like directing it, ain't it? Like."
Yeah. Supposed to
have someone directing a minute. Like, you got enough man to give you directions. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. George, that's the most eventful thing that happened to him this weekend, right?
Most eventful.
Didn't see him again.
No, it's true.
Literally didn't see him again. He finished 5th in the race. But again, just another solid, consistent race. Put the car where it was supposed to be. But genuinely didn't see him on the broadcast.
But he just, again, we've been saying this, he just does well, innit? He drives well. And I think 5th is like the best he thought it was going to be. Did his job.
Yeah.
Bit what's the word? Nonchalant at the end of it. Just a bit indifferent. Just is what it is. I've done my best, but I don't think we could have done any better. I think everyone's a bit defeated by the fact that the McLarens are so
far ahead. Yeah, agree. And their dominance, I don't know. Maybe it's me being a bit annoying, but I feel like McLaren's dominance just feels a bit different to Mercedes and Red Bull's dominance. I don't know why.
Why?
I can't put a finger on it. I don't know if it's the drivers. I don't know if it's Zach Brown. I don't know if it's the team. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's now the 3rd team in a row that's now got mad dominance. But it just feels more frustrating having another dominant team at the front. And I can't put a finger on as to why.
First, at the beginning of the season, it wasn't really like that, innit? Like, we were getting 3 different teams on the podium. It's mad. A 1-2 though, and a 1-2 in. I mean, to be fair, even in qualifying, like when Leclerc split the 2 McLaren,
here we go.
I was like,
here we go.
We're about to be in.
Yeah. With Lewis right behind him, you thought, here we go.
Talking about Lewis, good race for him.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier about his upgrades and whatnot, and him being a bit happier about it. Like in his post-race interview, you know, he did seem a bit more upbeat. 4th place. This is like the best he's finished. I think joint with, was it Imola? I think he also finished 4th. Like good for him. And good for Ferrari altogether, right?
Yeah, for a 3-4. Yeah, not bad. But it didn't come without more radio drama again, did it?
Go on. Tell him. Because this team just aren't getting the comms smooth.
So I think this was the second one, but you had Lewis on lap 51, where they told him to, Lewis, you're going to box this lap. And Lewis said, no, my pace is good. I don't want to stop. Can you look at the data for going long and continuing? Because he would have had track position on Charles then. The team said, no, you need to box, you need to box. Lewis, I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Forced him to box.
So now he stopped.
He comes out, he's obviously behind Leclerc, and now that's it. He's guaranteed a 4th place, which didn't make sense to me because you've paid, what is it, 100 mil for Lewis, not to be pocket watching.
Yeah.
You paid 100 mil plus shares to get Lewis
let him
there.
do his thing.
Like, he's saying this for a reason,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like, listen to him. And if he wants to go long, let him go long. There was no risk because the car behind was way too far back. And if it did get risky, then you could do the boxing. But like, let him take the risk and see if he can hold off Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Don't understand why.
Is it because Charles is the number one driver in that team?
Maybe.
You know, maybe. And I know that we don't know who the number one driver in that team is because you could never say that Charles. You couldn't get Lewis to the team, like knowing that Charles is the number one driver. Lewis is only signing as number one driver.
Yeah.
But really and truly, you know, like you reckon Charles has got a little.
He's a number one driver because he's got more points on the board.
And that.
So I think you have to take that into consideration.
This was the rivalry because between the two McLarens at the beginning. It was like, who's going to be because I don't even know who the number one driver in that team is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows anymore.
But obviously, number one driver on the day would probably be the one with track position, which is why I think you reckon that's why Oscar was going so hard so early.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, because they're always going to give preferential pit treatment to whoever's first. And you saw that because you're kind of thinking, mate, let Oscar pit first and let him do an undercut. Let's try it out. But they don't let him do it because obviously Lando's first. So
he's so techie. He's so techie.
And then I found it funny for Charles as well when so he got told you need to lift and coast on every corner, and he goes, "That's what I'm doing, Brian. That's what I'm doing."
Yeah.
It's like the mix up between this team, man. I don't get it. It's insane.
Engineers telling drivers how to drive is where there's a point where, big man, you're crossing the line here.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, innit? I know what I'm doing. Fire in the grass. You had the officials or the FIA having to put water down because it was so hot in Austria last weekend.
Yeah.
But, you know, the only time we actually saw fire was in the pits. With Carlos Sainz. So that was good. But apart from that, I felt pretty uneventful.
Yeah, it was good beginning, great end. The middle was a bit of fluff, but, you know, you had Yuki crashing into people a few times. Other than that...
Is there a bit of frustration and just whatever now, man?
No, I think he's trying his hardest.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he's trying his hardest, but it's just... I think he got overwhelmed this
Fair
day.
enough.
Like borderline probably emotional. He probably wanted to have a cry in the car, thinking, I'm doing everything I can and it's just not working. Like, I was 6th place every race before I come here, and now I'm in last. Yeah. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. And you know, sometimes if you've ever been in that position where you're just doing everything you can and it's not coming off. Yeah. It's like, what do I do? So I genuinely just think he got overwhelmed.
And he's watching Liam Lawson in 6th place.
Yeah, literally that.
Crazy.
Literally that.
Crazy.
And our favourite Brazilian, Gabriel Bortoleto.
I was just about to say, this guy, honourable shout out to him. Wicked weekend. Qualified well, drove well. I loved watching him go. So there was a point where he obviously the McLarens were lapping everyone. So you've got Lando first and Oscar second.
Yeah.
But in between them, you've got Bortoleto and Alonso.
Yeah.
Alonso, who is Bortoleto's manager or on his management team.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
But they were. It was proper like head to head.
Yeah. It was great.
It was proper head to head. So yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then so Bortoleto 8th, Nico Hulkenberg 9th. Yeah. So he went from 20th place to 9th place. I thought great drive, but I can't big him up too much because he came behind his teammate. But double points for Kick.
Yeah, what is going on?
Mental. And that's great development now as a team, right? Like 100%. You're getting double points. Fair play to him. Minecraft FC.
Yeah.
We love it.
Now, overall, good, man. So, and those are the kind of results we like to see. Like when we saw Hulkenberg scoring earlier in the season, it was like, yeah, like we love to see it. We love to see these teams coming through. And also, it reminds you that there is still a mad competitive edge to this.
Yeah,
Even though
100%.
we see McLaren dominating, there is still a mad competitive edge
Yeah.
when you see that happening.
Agree.
I mean, when you saw Pierre Gasly in the top 10, in qualifying, I was like, boom.
Yeah.
These teams, Alpine, historically, like over the last few, if you look at the years when Mercedes were dominating, the same teams were at the bottom and they never scored no points. So now it's like we're starting to see a bit more. Man, it gives me a bit of confidence that it's still going to be competitive.
Colapinto in the Alpine held up Piastri at one point.
Yeah.
He sort of stopped his comeback against.
It was like,
against
are you
Lando.
racing him or something? He's getting lapped. Getting wheel to wheel.
Pushed him off the track.
Hey, Piastri was in the mud.
Mate, I don't think we can repeat what he said on the
on
the radio, but he said something along the lines of, after all these years, how on earth are Alpine still managing to get me back?
Alpine, yeah. He's got this, it's in the back of his mind, isn't it? That Alpine got in for him slyly.
Yeah, maybe
for
they
not
do.
signing with him.
Maybe they do.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe Gasly had maybe they both got the brief.
Maybe.
Who knows?
So I thought that was funny. And one last thing. What did you think? So when Piastri was chasing Lando and Lando pitted first, they then asked Piastri, so this had good team communication. They asked him, do you want to pit now and be 1.5 seconds behind? Or do you want to pit later and be 4 seconds behind with a tyre advantage? So they gave him the option of what he wanted to do. And he said, I want to pit later and have the tyre advantage. If you was Oscar, what would you have done?
I'd have gone for the other option. I'd have gone to be one second behind.
Same.
Because I've got the pace in the car. You make up half a second. I've got DRS. Like, that's what I'd be doing. And one thing I've learned, track position is everything. So
king.
even if it's like 3 seconds ahead on the track, I think for me, that's the most important thing. Question for you.
Go on.
Would you rather do 70 laps around a short circuit like this, or 50 laps around like a longer circuit like we have in some of the tracks?
Oh, that's a hard question. I'm going to go 50.
Yeah.
50, just because of the mind games of 70. I think it will get to me. At least when I'm looking around and I've done 35 and I've got 15 left, I'm like, I've got 15 left. If I've done 40 and I've got 30 laps left, it's like, oh my God, I've got 30 and it's hot and my drink's not working.
All of that. Yeah, but maybe this suits Lando better because do you know what? The familiarity and the maybe they're less likely to make the mistakes because he knows what he's doing. And it's another one where it's interesting whose style it suits.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what I'll go on because the weather is looking a little bit
tasty
for Silverstone next weekend.
Not new to this.
Obviously, we were there last year. We'll be there again this season.
We will be.
And we'll be packing everything from hoodies and raincoats to
shorts and sunglasses, mate. Bucket hats.
Looking
everything.
forward to it. And hopefully by then we'll have caught the F1 movie.
So who's going to win Silverstone then?
Oh, I've got to say Lewis.
Yeah, it has to be.
He owns it. It's going to be a British driver.
It will be a British driver. British 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'd love it.
That's what you were shouting all Silverstone last time, and the crowd loved it, right?
I know. We love to see it. We've got 3 Brits and 3 different teams, and to see 3 different teams on the podium again would be great.
Yeah,
but
we'll see. It would be insane. Yeah, big up Lewis, man.
Until then, this has been Race Talk F1. Make sure you follow and tell everyone. Grab the link, send it to someone that you know that likes Formula One. Share this. It's your boy J Knox.
And your boy Javier.
Until next time.